Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey back with another video. I wanted to put up a quick video. I would like to title this Things That Make You Say, And there's a reason for it. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. Things that make you say, I can't help but wonder what has all been transpiring for the past few years, actually, several months, I would just say a few years to kind of like sum it up. I don't know about you, but is it me, or do any of you find it funny how a lot of us who are tied to the spiritual realm, we appear to be encountering the same scenarios on a daily basis? Whether it may be gang stalking, heavy helicopter presence. I'm actually reading from my little notebook. I'm actually going off some things I've just kind of taken note on that I want to kind of run down with you guys. And what I've noticed, what my good friend has noticed so far in terms of her journey with her ancestry DNA. But also what I've noticed from just speaking with people that I come across on the daily and what I see online. I think something is up with that. So to kind of go further here, again, as I mentioned, I've noticed conversations about gang stalking across the board. Some people mentioned noticing a heavy helicopter presence within their vicinity. Both not only during the day, but also at night. I've heard also people mentioning how they notice heavy governmental vehicle presence daily, wherever they may go. It might be within their home arena, or it may be more so closer to their workspace. That was another thing I've came across as well. Chemtrails has been something that's been viewed as the norm for some time now, because whenever we see it in the sky, we're like, oh, it's a chemtrail. But that's been something that's been pretty consistent for some time. So it's nothing too odd about that, I guess you would say. Also, some even mentioned they noticed there was an issue with their own personal water supply within their home space. I think that too is telling within itself. Just recently, as I mentioned to you guys, with my good pal who's going through this journey in terms of her ancestry DNA, with looking into the inheritance, things of that nature, she did mention that she noticed a while back as well that there was an issue with her, or she felt like her web activity was being tracked. Give you an example, she mentioned her email account. She noticed that there is this error message. There's like error and it has an exclamation point that pops up. And she was not quite sure where that could be coming from. She said she's never encountered it. And the only time she's truly encountered it was when she started embarking on this journey in terms of the ancestry DNA, as far as with the inheritance and the probate process. It was around that time frame when she was working her way up to taking the appropriate steps towards that, was when she noticed those type of things taking place. And I asked her, I said, well, are you still encountering that in terms of your email system? It still pops up. She still sees this error message with an exclamation point. I think that also is very telling within itself. I say all this to say, this is definitely something that I would consider a thing or things that make you say, because you can't help but wonder, why is all of this happening? In reference to my friend, she's a Christian believer. She's not as spiritual per se, as versus with myself. I'm more on the spiritual spectrum, especially now, knowing what I know. And of course, still being a believer in God and all as well. But again, this is why it helps to do your research, right? But I say all this to say, I just think it's kind of odd that there's so many people that are encountering these scenarios, excuse me. And you can't help but wonder, but why? And mind you, they're not in the same space. To go a step further, they're not even in the same state. This seems to be something that's being noticed on a global scale, not only in the U.S. Understand that as well. I've seen some videos. I just did some searching, some digging online, and especially on YouTube. I noticed that even in a lot of the videos, like let's say tarot videos as an example, where some of the tarot readers that are very good in terms of the details that they come across are mentioning these various examples. I think that alone is very telling within itself. And you can't help but wonder why. So you have those who are actually within the spiritual space that does the tarot reading and the cards, but then you have actual individuals who are truly, in fact, just an everyday Joe Schmo, if you will, who are in fact encountering these scenarios. You can't help but wonder why that might be. I think that's very telling within itself. All I have to say is that whatever is done in the dark will come to light. And if in fact there is anyone or group of individuals that is orchestrating a lot of this behind the scenes to in some way try to instill fear into people in some form or another, sure enough, it's going to end up being revealed. Again, that old saying of whatever is done in the dark will come to light. It's the one that truly trumps and it never fails. It has never failed. I would just hope that, people will slow down and start to pay attention. I really had to sit down. I wrote this stuff down. I'm actually looking at my notes here. I keep showing you guys I have a book here. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, wow. I think about some of the scenarios that I've encountered. Some of the scenarios that my friend has encountered thus far. And just simply hearing conversations from people that I come across in my day-to-day. Then to see that in conjunction to what is being spewed in some of these videos online. I'm seeing a pattern here. A pattern that is very hard to deny at this point. What are you guys' thoughts about that? I'm pausing at various points in this video because I'm really trying to take into consideration the notion of think before you speak. I have my thoughts on what could be all going on here. I won't share it just yet, but I have my thoughts, that's for sure. I'd just like to know what you guys think about it. Just your own opinion, if you feel comfortable enough to share it. But I would hope people will sit back and kind of just reflect. Think about what they've heard or what they've encountered in their day-to-day, what they may have read, and kind of do like what I would consider to be a comparative analysis, if you will. Like, what could truly be going on here? It's definitely something to chew on, as I said in the previous video. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Also, you can just message me on the other platforms or continue to send emails. That's fine as well. Actually, this week I am open for consultations, but it's going to be more so towards the end of the week, looking at like Friday, Saturday. So for the earlier part of the week, I'm actually leaving that open because I have other things I need to tend to. For good reasoning, you guys will be brought up to speed on it when the time is right. But in the meantime, yes. So Friday, Saturday, those days are open currently in terms of consultations. If it is something that is of interest to you, definitely seize the opportunity But other than that, I'd like to hear what you guys think about all this. And with that being said, I'm definitely sending you guys with love and light, and I'll see you in the next video.